Hello, my dear students. In this session, I will explain chapter 11, knowledge management and specialized information system. From previous chapters, we already know that there are many potential benefits of information systems in organizations to achieve the business objectives. So one of the main potential benefit use of information is creating a knowledge management systems which helps business organizations in many areas such as utilization of resources, producing the products with cheaper cost, solving the organization problems, and many more. We'll also explain specialized information systems, various specialized information systems in different areas of organization. Knowledge management systems allows organization to share knowledge and experience among its worker. Every person differs in knowledge because the knowledge is limited to every person individually. It differs individually within the organizations. So this management system, knowledge management system, helps to share this knowledge among the others, among or sharing the knowledge with your co-workers, with your workers. So this is one of the benefits to share the knowledge by using knowledge management system. These knowledge management systems and specialized information systems are used in almost every industry, every different types of industries, organization, business, or carried out their business activities. It helps to them to discover new ways of using information in day-to-day work. So before we go into the system, let's review the what is data, information, then come to the knowledge and their relationships. So data is, as we know, the data is a collection of raw facts. Is a fact like figures, pictures, photos, audio, video, text, numbers. Just collection of this data. What is information? Information of collection of these facts. So information is a collection of these facts, which is like organizing or processing these facts, which creates a value to the organizations, valuable information to the organization, which helps to achieve the business organization, business objective. That is called information. So processed data is nothing but informations. So utilizing this information, the way they're utilizing, understanding this information to solve the specific problem or to reach the decision is known as knowledge. Simply can say application of information system is known as knowledge. However, we can define knowledge as the awareness and understanding a set of information ways that information can be made useful to support a specific task or reach a decisions. So knowledge plays a very important role to perform the task of the organization or reaching a decision for managements. Let's see with help of the relationship between data, information, knowledge with help of simple example. Like data is represented as there are 20 pieces in stock at a retail store. If you are running a retail store, then you have 20 number of pieces. Means 20 is a number, right? 20 pieces. So it's a number. You have 20 number. That's a data. What you do with this? Nothing, right? So you just have this data, that 20 pieces in your stock inventory. What is information? The store will run out of inventory in a week unless more is ordered today. So what is information is processing data, means you have only 20 pieces. So if you don't order, means if you have after 1 week, you may lose out of stock, right? So this information is available now. So you have less number. It may be out of, after sold out of 20 pieces, you will now no more pieces in your stock. So this information, so what you do with this one, what this information use, so what is your action on this information, what is your action, what is your activity on this information, is calling for order, calling for more order for the inventory to the vendor, to the suppliers. That's a knowledge, means based on your information availability you are applying your knowledge for making for more production, or maybe more supply of computer pieces in your for your inventory, okay, for business. This is simple example of knowledge. So based on the information you take an action mostly. So let's how you define this knowledge management system. Here is a collection of people, procedures, software, hardware, database used to create, store, share and use the organization knowledge and experience. That's knowledge management system, KMS. So mostly it used to create, store, share, sharing the information and knowledge, organization knowledge and experience. So everyone working in the organization sharing their experience, sharing their skills, sharing their practical part skills, and you can say knowledge about their activities, daily routine work into the particular system. That will become a knowledge management system that can be helpful for other workers to the business. Mostly it's called creating, storing and sharing the organization knowledge and experience. How we can represent the help of diagram, a figure. Knowledge creation, first create the knowledge, then store the knowledge, sharing the knowledge and usage the knowledge. This is complete KMS. Okay. So an effective KMS enables an organization to make better use of its gathered knowledge. Means what is the effective use of KMS is for better use of acquired knowledge, stored knowledge. So you have to use, you can see here you got created, storage and sharing. So what is the main usage? The usage of knowledge is better using of this storage or sharing knowledge. Okay, so whatever the knowledge you gather, capture or stored, so utilize it in better way, so that it will be helps the organization to achieve their goals, like to reduce the wasted resources, improve the customer satisfaction and achieve the competitive advantages in the marketplace. So also helps to increase the success of its planning process. Okay, so based on this one, there are two types of knowledge in knowledge management system here. Now one is two types of knowledge, simply it's categorized as explicit knowledge and tacit knowledge. Tacit knowledge are also known as implicit. One is explicit and implicit. So what is explicit knowledge? It is objective based, objective or informal, informal knowledge, not formal way, sorry. So formalized means it can be measured, documented, reports, papers, rules. I mean the knowledge you can be shared, can be recorded in the system, can be presented in the paper, documents, or you can specify somewhere, right? So it can be stored in somewhere. So it can be created, stored, anything, and just kept in as a record, as a transactions. That is called explicit. Is objective and measurable knowledge. That is called explicit knowledge. Okay, paperwork mostly here. Another is tacit knowledge or implicit knowledge. It is hard to measure or documented. Typically is non-objective, non-formalized, informal. This is informal knowledge, you can say. Mostly this is skill, experience, competency, ability, capability. This is called tacit knowledge, right? So it differs for every person in the between person to person in the organizations, right? So that's one thing. So what many organization is, they are attempting to convert this tacit knowledge to explicit knowledge, to make this knowledge easier to measure, document and share with others. Means sharing your knowledge. For example, if a person has good analytical problem solvings and making good decisions, performing good activities of work, making more profitable, has good scale understanding skills, so this is completely a natural, I mean in his brain, right? With his brain. So converting this knowledge, the whole knowledge must be converted and I mean created and documented in some system, right? That is knowledge management system, so that the other workers can utilize it, So they can means mostly sharing knowledge. You can share your knowledge, you can share your experience. Like I'm sharing my experience, my knowledge with all my students. This is called tacit knowledge, right? How do you explain with examples? Okay, to if you find any problems, how do you solve those problems? So that's mostly a tacit, right? So based on the relation, based on some information availability. Mostly everything is depends on the information. Like you see, explicit knowledge, nothing but your data, information, documents, records, files. What is tacit is mostly heavy loaded with experience, thinking, competency, commitment, deed. 94% of the business works on tacit knowledge only, right? And 5% based on work. So you have paperwork, I mean you have some records, information, manual. Then how do you work on this one? Based on your skills, based on your thinking, your ability, competency, right? So that's one thing. 95% are activities or business operations can carried out by tacit knowledge only. Okay. So are these people? Who are these people who for making, creating a knowledge and sharing the knowledge is knowledge workers. They are called knowledge workers, data and knowledge management workers. Mostly the people who create, use and disseminate. Disseminate means sharing, output, presenting, okay, knowledge. They are very well professionals in science, engineering and business and other areas. Maybe they are specialized in science, engineering, business and other areas of the organizations. So another level of knowledge worker is management knowledge worker is chief knowledge officer, CKO. So he's top level executive who helps the organization to use a KMS to achieve organization goals. This is a guy who always sustain the business objectives by sharing his knowledge, okay, by sharing the knowledge management systems, okay, how the organization utilizing these KMS. So mostly this guy who's responsible for sharing the information decisions with the chief supervisors, or you can say chief executive officers. So top level executive who helps the organization use a KMS to achieve the organization goals, CQO. Another is a group of peoples who are mostly with common interest, who are solving the specific problems, like they are sharing the knowledge of a specific topic, specific task. Okay, so they are called communities. Group are nothing but community only, community of practice. So are the group of people with common interest. So these people are responsible for creating, storing and sharing knowledge on specific topic, on specific topic. Like you see in oil and gas industries, right? So they establish a group of leaders, peoples, to form the corps to for analyzing the area of oil and gas to be found on the earth, right? So they are the people who are experienced based on their knowledge. So they will share the knowledge to find out the points of oil and gas. This is an example of industry, right? Gas industries. So mostly a group of people for sharing the knowledge on specific task is called co-op. So what is how do you where this knowledge comes here? The knowledge are stored in knowledge repository, mostly knowledge based database, you can say, right? A knowledge repository includes documents, reports, files and database. What is mostly knowledge includes? Mostly includes documents, reports, files and data. That's called knowledge repository. Repository is nothing but a storage area, locations, right, where all these informations in different formats are stored in one place. So that the knowledge workers can work together to access these informations in a team base, collaborate using some softwares, tools, okay, to share this knowledge, So there is a knowledge map. Knowledge map points the knowledge workers to the required, needed knowledge. So those who require the knowledge, it is always available from the access from the repository. So one of the technology, what are the technologies supports the knowledge management? What are the technology? Mostly there are some tools, hardware, software. Mostly the software, there are many various vendors are developing many software tools to effective use of knowledge for changing the procedures and approaches. As a result, means they will use the knowledge management system with the help of tools to changing the procedure, current business operation, business activities, right? Business process to get a new result, means something which has more advanced or more with faster speed, quality increasing customer satisfaction, reducing the wastage, right? So that's called changing the procedures and approaching as a result. So based on the experience knowledge, right? So what are the tools are here? For his example, data mining and business intelligence. That the business BI, business intelligence, can help capture and use. Now these are the tools which can mostly help to capture and use the knowledge available in the organizations. Management tools are available here, like you can see here, IBM Connection Mail, Microsoft Digital Dashboard, which helps all the knowledge workers to access the information and knowledge from using these tools. There are other softwares like here, Bloomwire, Bloomfire, and vendors, and we can have a lot of. You can go through all this one. At least you can go by one two example with the help of Google. Okay, just search in a Google, you will find more in details. Let's see with another one, expert system. The another potential use of information system is expert system, right? Which is related to knowledge management system also, right? An expert system consists of hardware, software that store knowledge and make references. So with the help of knowledge, by using references, so it will help the novice user. Novice means a beginner, a learner. That's a novice to perform at the level of an expert, right? So you have a system expert. So based on this system, so a novice, a new user, I can say new user can access, can access the knowledge, stored in knowledge, to become an expert, to become an expert. So he will become an expert user, right? So with the help of knowledge availability in the organization's database. So for example, computerized systems uses heuristic or rule of thumb to arrive at conclusion or make suggestions. So if you have computerized expert systems, so this will use a heuristic approach method to arrive at, means to generate, to have a decision of a conclusion or a make suggestions, right? That's computerized expert system. For example, there is a insurance company used by like a Colossus expert system, insurance company using this system, expert system, by the insurers to assist the claims handlers in accurate and consistent handling of personal injury claims. Mostly a person who injured person, for he needs to claim, right? So claim of the car or health, whatever, right? So he will go to the company, insurance company. Their insurers will assist him for making an accurate and consistent decision using his knowledge, right? Using knowledge management system. That's an, means the insurers is an expert users, is an expert. Like what are the components of expert systems? Like you can say an expert system consists of collection of integrated and related components like hardware, software, knowledge management system. Like what are the components here? Knowledge management base, knowledge base, okay, inference engine, right? And explanation facility, knowledge base acquisition facility, user interface, sorry. So here you can see the diagram, figure, which shows the components of expert system here. Mostly knowledge base, from where the expert systems are utilizing the knowledge for making their conclusion and suggestion for the organizations for business goals, for business activities, right? So here mostly for their organization activities, you can say knowledge base. So there is one engine called inference engine. So this is one of the common inference engine, which will refer the data from explanation facility, knowledge base, mostly from the knowledge base. So that will access by these experts from inference engine, cannot access from the dialect knowledge. So all inference from the inference engine through knowledge base acquisitions, and other users can also access this knowledge, okay, knowledge base through this one. This is called expert system. Let's see one by one here. So what is knowledge base? A knowledge base stores all relevant, nothing but database, like a database which stores all relevant information, data, rules, cases, different cases, and relationship among that the expert system using. So what all this information, the knowledge base consists all the informations, cases, rules, conditions, right? All the cases of all the of the organization that can be used by the expert systems. So what is the rule here? A rule nothing but a conditional statement. Conditional statement that links to condition, to action or outcomes. Mostly it is in the form of if then. It's also known as if then statements. Mostly condition nothing but shart, right? So example, you say if your marks is greater than 60, if marks greater than 60, you will be pass, else fail. This is condition, how it will works, right? If then, like if then what is the condition? If it is false, true or false, mostly like true false, right? So condition based on true false, like is that is called rule, shart, right? So all this we'll see this example further, okay? Like here, what is the relationship between the data information with respect to the expert system here, where the increasing the understanding based on the database to information system, decision support system to knowledge means, right? So more understanding is going to the knowledge based patterns and relationships. Knowledge based management system has more understanding compared to the data and the from the big means knowledge is completely derived from the database raw facts information, then MIS, then decision support system, then next knowledge management system, right? Where you can have the practical experience, right? Practical experience knowledge, okay? So that's one thing. So what is inference engine here? You can see the diagram here, inference engine, which is referring to the knowledge management system and providing information to the knowledge based acquisition and user interface, as well as accessing from explanation facility, right? So it's one of the core level of core components of the expert system. So let's, what is the main purpose here? The main purpose is to seek information and relationship from the knowledge base, from the means provide what is the relationship, okay, between the data information, right, cases, so persons, right, is provide just relationship between the objects entities within the knowledge base to provide why what information is to provide answers, predictions, conclusions, right, suggestions, like human experts, like human beings will provide based on the knowledge. I can just can give you a prediction, some answers, right, suggestions, okay? So based on the information available, a relationship, okay, from the knowledge base. So this is what inference, like a reference, like a referring, with referring the message, with referring the information, I'm providing some answers, like a reference, okay? For example, you can say rules of credit application. For example, if a person wants to apply for a loan in a bank or any company, right, for mortgage application, mortgage means from buying something, right, product or a home or any company, okay, so for $100,000 to $200,000. So when you approach, right, so how does this expert system works, right? Okay, so here first it will check, like it's checking all. See, if you observe here, if rules nothing but if then this is completely if then, like a query, right? If there are no previous credit problems, like they are checking the customer has no credit, previous credit, no credit, then next check if the monthly income is greater than 4 times monthly loan payment, right? His monthly income must be 4 times must be greater than the payment, right, monthly payment. Or if then if the payment 15% means all these conditions, if all the conditions satisfied, if all these conditions satisfied, right, so then they accept the loan application, then you can accept, then agree, okay, then accept the loan. Else check another conditions, another rules, is there in another rules we have, right? If he fails in these conditions, like if you score greater than 18, then you greater than 60, you pass the course, else you have to repeat, or you have to do, I mean there is another action, right? Mostly we repeat, right? Another rule is to repeat the course. Or you can say if you are above the age of 18, right, so then you will consider as a major, then you have right to vote, right to vote, vote, right? That's one thing. So there are these just rules for making this one, like there are many examples you can give with this one. So what is explanation facility? You have see the explanation relationship here, explanation facility here, right? How they are related to this inference engine, right? So allow user or decision makers to understand how the expert system arrived at his conclusion. Means I say expert system is coming to the conclusion, right? So this explanation facility will provide the how this expert system arrived at the conclusion or result, how they got the answer. It will provide complete explanation because they have complete information. So with the help of reference, so we can explain how the user or decision makers, right? The user or decision maker expert system here. User expert system arrive at conclusion, because this expert system and user are making some conclusion. So based on what rules and cases and information, okay, this all explanation facility will provide. Okay, the reason for this one, that's mostly a reason. So allow user or decision makers to understand how the expert system arrived at certain conclusion or results. So it indicates all the facts and rules that were used in reaching the means what are the rules you. So these are the rules, you can say these are the rules. So he got this one, then accept the location, right? I accept the loan application based on these rules, based on these are the indications. Okay, a person who satisfy all these conditions. So based on this one, I accept the loan, right? So this is what explanation facility. I'm explaining one by one. Or some another example like here, a doctor can find out the logic or rationale of a diagnosis made by a medical expert, like, right? So based on medical expert, like if you have some issue with your health, right? So you go to the doctor. First, doctor will wants to analyze your blood. Assume analyze to blood test. So he will write blood test. So you go to the medical expert over there. So who are expert in testing the blood. So after blood test report, he will diagnose you, right? So that's one thing. That means here expert system is medical report guy who will produce the giving the explanation, right? Complete about your what happened to you, what is the sickness, what is the matter with the okay person, patient. So that's one thing, explanation facility. One is a knowledge acquisition facility. Okay, this provide convenient and efficient means of capturing and storing all components of knowledge. Now this is acquisition means capturing. Acquisition is absorbing, capturing, or receiving. Okay, knowledge. So that all components, storing all the components of knowledge base. Mostly means you mostly used to interact with the expert system. Expert system will get the knowledge and store the knowledge, mostly presenting knowledge and storing. This is done by the knowledge acquisition using some tool called knowledge acquisition software tools. Mostly it includes presents user and decision makers with easy to use, using some interactive way. He can access the knowledge, and can also store the information relationship in the knowledge base. Means this is one of the way interface between knowledge base and the expert user experts. Like here, knowledge acquisition helps experts users or experts, decision makers, managers to utilize this knowledge as storing and see here two and way, right? Two way, storing and presenting the knowledge based data. Okay, so last one is user interface. So user interface is like here a terminal, simply a terminal makes an expert system easier for user to make decision makers to develop and use. For example, here all the similar example. This is what user interface looks here. This is a screen. We'll enter the query one by one, like here. Here, expert system. Are the previous credit problem? User will enter no. The next is application net income greater than 4 times month income. Yes. Then it will go one by one. It's like interactive way, okay, to the user, so that user can get. And this is all this knowledge stored in the knowledge base and can be used by another novice user. Any user can get this knowledge about this one using the knowledge management system mostly. Okay, so beside this one, there are many other participants, okay, other experts, okay, using this and developing and using expert system. Mostly domain users are domain experts. Some they are domain nothing but specialized in some area, mostly specialized in the group of people, persons with expertise or knowledge. The expert system is trying to based on the group, like maybe banking or maybe business, maybe e-commerce, maybe health, right? So they are experts in one area of specializations, right? So that's expertise in our knowledge. They are sharing this one. They are trying to capture knowledge, store, okay, knowledge and share the knowledge. They are domain experts. Okay, first thing, domain experts, right? The next, knowledge engineers, who are persons who has training or experience in designing, for developing, designing, implementation, maintenance of the expert system. Once you have a system, complete system, these engineers, like, who are responsible for designing, development, implementation and maintenance of a expert system. like a simply engineer, right? So knowledge engineer who are mostly storing, creating, disseminating, okay, usage of the knowledge system, right, as an expert, right? So this another is user, a person or group who uses and benefits from the expert system, as simply end user, novice user, a learner, a beginner. So it has no need to have any previous experience or training to access this one, right? So he will just enter the query, he will get the knowledge simply. So they are called knowledge user systems. Like here, domain experts, those who are experts in some areas, right? Like banking, you can say business, e-commerce, health sectors, right? Knowledge users, those who are creating, using the knowledge, how to use the knowledge. So they're mostly knowledge based, making a relationship to achieving a decision, conclusion, suggestions. The novice user also interacting to the users, the end users, for making, for accessing this expert system knowledge. There are some popular expert system products there, you can use it, a tool for building expert system on PCs clips, right? Just Google it, you can answer, you can have a lot of information. This is for knowledge purpose. So beside this expert system, there are other specialized systems. Specialized in this information leads to other case of system is specialized system, which are used specific purpose, like assistive technology system. Assistive technology system, which are mostly used by physical people who are physical disabilities, are physically handicapped, such as like they have a physically handicapped, like they can't walk, they have losing their hands, or they can't see, they can't, like dumb, deaf, okay, these kind of peoples, right? So these kind of technologies use the, assist those kind of people, the physical disabled people, to perform these tasks, like wide range of assistive, adaptive, and rehabilitative devices to help people with disabilities to perform tasks. For example, a person has no leg, I mean he has no leg, so he can have a artificial leg, right? So an artificial leg, so this is one kind of assist to helping for these people who can now he can walk, right? Like sometimes he cannot hear, so hearing, some hearing machines, right? So that's one thing. Another kind of specialized system is game theory, mostly in game. So that mathematical theory for developing strategies that maximize gains and minimize losses. Man, this is mostly probabilities, like chess game, right? Chess, mostly, maybe you know chess game, right? Based on probabilities, mathematical. So that maximum gains and minimize the loss by following some rules and constraints, by using some rules and constraints, nothing but conditionals, right? So that's one thing here. Game theory, specialized systems, mostly in games development, you can say. Another is informatic. Informatic is a combination of information technology and traditional disciplines, mostly medicines, science, by considering the impact of individuals, organization, and society. That's how you can represent here. Like this is informatic is a combination of people, technology, and informations, right? That mostly we have bioinformatics, or you can say health informatics. Bioinformatics nothing but dealing with the sharing the knowledge of biomedical data, information, and knowledge, right? But health informatics, various of informatics, health informatics to improve the human health and delivery of healthcare service, like making some robots, right? Robots are machines, tools which helps in diagnosing the patient's health, like lung cancer, any cancer treatment. They are mostly advanced tools, like mostly artificial intelligence, neural networks, many other different systems are available in health for understanding, reading the information related to biomedical data, right? So these are the things over here. So this is the end of this chapter. The summary is here. Knowledge is awareness and the understanding set of information. Knowledge workers are for people who create, use, and disseminate knowledge. Obtaining, storing, sharing, and using knowledge is a key to any KMS, right? This is one of the key effective use of the knowledge here, to sharing the knowledge. An expert system consists collection of integrated and related components. That is inference engines process the rules, data, relationship stored in the knowledge base. Expert system shell or existing package, a quick way to acquire expert system, mostly tools mostly. So other specialized system includes assistive technology, game theory, and informatics. I hope you understand simply this chapter, this end of this chapter. Uh, if any questions, please don't forget to mail me, contact me with your section number. Best of luck.